Hi everyone, welcome to another installment of Travel Tutorials with My Happy Suitcase. Today we're going to talk about electricity, more specifically power adapters and voltage as it varies in different places around the world. So before you travel, most of us travel with some kind of electronics, it could be cell phone, tablet, hair accessories, that sort of thing. So it's important to know ahead of time that there are some differences that you'll want to prepare for. The first is, in the US and Canada, voltage is actually 120 volts, but elsewhere in the world it's 220 volts. So why does that matter? Well, it matters because it can actually fry your electronics if you don't take the right precautions with adapters and understanding how they work. So first thing to know is, the standard plug that we use here in the US is not the same all over the world. For example, this is what a plug in Australia, New Zealand, and Australasia looks like. So a little three-prong plug similar to ours, except they're slanted. In mainland Europe, you're going to see something that looks like this, sort of round prongs. So these are adapters that I've purchased, and essentially all you have to do to make sure that you can use your items overseas is just purchase an adapter for the right outlet type. You can get these at travel shops. You can buy them online. You can get them at the airport as well, but they'll cost you a bit more at the airport. Get them in tourist shops. If you don't have one and you go overseas, you can usually pick one up in a tourist shop. Sometimes your hotel will have ones available that you can borrow. There's also, you can get one that's kind of multiple. So if you don't want to go out and have to buy separate individual adapters, you can actually get something a bit like this. I've seen them bigger and smaller. This one, believe it or not, I picked up at Target for I think $10, maybe 15 tops. This actually will accommodate all outlet types. So there's a little slide on the side, so I can slide it to UK. So in the UK and Ireland, it's yet a different type of plug. Then I slide the sides out, and then I pull the middle down. And so now I have a UK adapter, which is, again, similar to three-prong, but slightly different because it's flat. Just by sliding the knob on the side, then I can also accommodate other ones. So it's a great little tool if you, like I said, if you don't want to have to go out and buy lots of different adapters, especially if you're going to be traveling, say, between the UK, Ireland, and EU, you don't necessarily want to go and buy sets of 2 different adapters. You can get 1 or 2 of these and it'll accommodate everything you need. You might also want to think about things related to your electronics, so your tablets, your phones, and that sort of thing, because those all typically come with some sort of USB plug, right? So it doesn't have a traditional plug. So you have the cord that plugs into a USB adapter and then into the wall. Lots of places are starting to have outlets or USB adapters in the room already, but if you should happen to go somewhere and they don't, you're going to be out of luck, because if you don't have one of those other adapters or a plug, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. But you can actually buy things like this. So this is a USB only plug for mainland Europe that I picked up. I can certainly just buy some European adapters and use my existing American plug to stick into the adapter. That's fine. I just found that because I often am always charging things like tablets and phones every night, even my travel bank, my power bank, that this was just a lot more convenient for me to go ahead and pick up, so that I could just plug this in and I can have 2 devices going at once. Much like you can get one in US style, and then really you just have to plug it in to the adapter, and that will work just fine too. One nice thing about when you get some of these adapters, some of these chunkier ones, you can see they can actually accommodate all kinds of power types too. So, I had actually bought a hairdryer in New Zealand, but it has a New Zealand plug type. But I picked one of these up, with UK plug type, and I can actually stick it in there and stick it in the wall. So, really flexible in terms of being able to, accommodate different things. Some other things to know about the voltage that you'll need to be aware of is things like hair dryers, curling irons, straightening irons. You need to make sure that they can either switch the voltage automatically, or that they have a way for you to make the switch manually from one voltage to the next. Most standard on hair products don't automatically switch. I made the mistake of thinking, what's the big deal? I took a curling iron with me and stuck it in my adapter, and it literally fried my hair. So I don't recommend doing that. Anything that you take from home that it does not automatically switch will get fried, or it will fry your hair. Your electronics such as cell phones, tablets, those sorts of things, they are built to switch automatically, so you don't have to worry about those. Those are perfectly safe. You can just stick them in your adapter and plug them into the wall, no problem. But when it comes to some of your sort of personal grooming products, you have a few options. One is you can go and try to find products that have a switch. So I picked up this little travel hair dryer, and as you can see, there's a little toggle here where I can switch it back and forth between sort of North American power sources and travel power sources. So just by switching it, it will adjust the hair dryer and it won't burn my hand or my hair as I'm using it. If you have, again, straighteners or curling irons, you can actually purchase ones that will convert automatically. You have to specifically look for that. You can also get ones that have a switch as well, just like the hair dryer does. So you can toggle it and use it safely, so you don't have to worry about it frying your hair. When it comes to things like shavers, I don't know if people, especially men, might travel with electric shavers. Those are a little more difficult. So in the bathrooms in most places around the world, the plugs like we often have here in the US, they don't have it there. There's a special type of shaver plug. It's sort of a rounded prong plug that is specifically used by things like shavers and electric toothbrushes. That doesn't convert, so your best bet is just leave it at home. So I hope this has been helpful and helps you plan for your next trip looking forward. For other topics, please visit this YouTube channel. You can also visit our webpage at myhappysuitcase.com. Thanks for watching.